Mr. Daydream by Roger Hargreaves. Suddenly, in the middle of the clearing, they saw an elephant. "Hello, Mr. Daydream," trumpeted the elephant down its trunk. "Would you like a lift?" "Yes, please," replied Mr. Daydream, and the elephant reached out his trunk, picked him up, and then put him on his back. It was very high. The elephant carried them through the jungle until they came to a river. Then he set them down on the ground, said goodbye, and went off back into the jungle. "How are we going to cross the river?" Jack asked Mr. Daydream. "Perhaps I can be of assistance," wheezed a voice coming from the river. They looked, and there was a crocodile. "Use my back as a bridge," suggested the crocodile. It was very helpful. They were halfway across the river on the crocodile's back when the crocodile grinned a rather nasty grin, all teeth and no smile. Then, flicking his enormous tail and shooting Jack and Mr. Daydream up into the air, the crocodile opened his horribly large mouth and waited. It was very frightening. "Oh dear!" gasped Jack as he looked down at that enormous mouthful of teeth. "Oh dear! Oh help!" Mr. Daydream, upside down beside him, put 2 fingers in his mouth and let out that very loud whistle of his. Suddenly, just as the crocodile's mouth was about to go snap, the bird swooped down out of the sky. Mr. Daydream and Jack landed right on the bird's back. "Phew!" said Jack. "Brother," said the crocodile. "Well, I promised you an adventure, didn't I?" grinned Mr. Daydream. "You certainly did," said Jack. "And now," said Mr. Daydream, "I think we will go to Australia." And they did. And Jack learned to throw a boomerang so that it always came back to him. "And now," said Mr. Daydream, "I think we will go to the North Pole." And they did. And Mr. Daydream fell in a snowdrift right up to his middle. "And now," said Mr. Daydream, "I think we will go to the Wild West." And they did. And Mr. Daydream found a huge 10-gallon cowboy hat. The trouble was, when he put it on, he couldn't see out. "Jack!" he called from underneath the hat. "Jack! Jack!" Suddenly, Jack realized that it wasn't Mr. Daydream saying his name. It was his teacher. And Jack wasn't in the Wild West. He was sitting at his school desk. "Jack," said the teacher again, "you've been daydreaming." It was true. He had. But do you know something? Daydreaming is more fun than history. The end.